All right, have and have not fans, it is March 1st and we still have no trailer for next week's episode. You know what I mean? Like they haven't released it on the YouTube channel in good quality, so I haven't been able to do a breakdown yet. So expect like a bunch of mini videos in relation to the trailer, even though we haven't got it yet. So I'll talk about Justin, I'll talk about Candace, I'll talk about Wyatt, and then when we inevitably get the full Boom Boom Bang trailer, or as YouTube says, first look at Tyler Perry's Haves and Have Nots Boom Boom Bang, we'll talk about it. But the question is, we know that Candace is going to encounter Jim in the hospital this week, and Mitch is going to be with her. And, you know, he's going to be mad about the $8.35 transfer, $8.35 transfer. Given the fact that we know that Jim is going to threaten Candace, her mother and brother, I'm guessing this is before Mitch comes into the room. But I will have to say that given that these characters have a knack for running their mouth when they're cocky, I'm wondering if we're actually going to have Candace gloating to Jim, saying that, well, guess what? Your wife, your little wife, she left my mother in charge of your entire estate. So basically, she might let it slip that Hanna is the executor. Now, that's the situation. I could actually see it happening for multiple reasons. Number one, if Jim decides to plot his revenge, basically telling Hanna that, telling Candace, hey, I want to get you and your family for what you did with the money, but then he gets shut down by Mitch and the threat of the Malones, and then Candace decides to just rub his face in it even more by revealing that my mother is in charge of the Cryer estate, every single penny. So I feel like if Tyler Perry really wants to make Jim pay for his Mr. Jim comments, then Candace is just going to unload a triple whammy that, hey, well, technically more, or quadruple. Number one, I only gave you $8.35. Number two, my mother is the executor of the Cryer estate. Number three, the fact that the Malones have my back, so if you try anything against me, then you're screwed. And what's number four? Did I say four? Well, technically four wouldn't come from Candace, but it was when Veronica, well, yeah, he's been taking a lot of L's. Let's go. Number four, when Veronica served him the documents about Celine trying to sue him. Number five, Veronica revealing in front of David that Jim and she had sex twice. Number six, David telling Jim that, hey, guess what? Me and your wife had sex on your wedding night. Yeah, I think that's about it for right now anyway. Yeah, that's enough for right now. Jim is screwed. But I really do think that it would be even more interesting if Hanna has to go see Jim again, or Jim goes see Hanna, whatever the situation is. I would love it if, in my opinion, here's how I think it should happen. If Hanna goes to see Jim by Catherine's request, or whatever the situation is, and then it turns out that Jim is being an asshole like he always is, but then Hanna shuts him down by saying she's the executor. Kind of like that time when Jennifer Salison told Catherine that Wyatt was dead from an overdose, and then Hanna was asked to go see Jim in jail, because remember, he was arrested at the time, to tell Jim what had happened. And then Jim was pretty much an asshole the entire time until Hanna let it come out of her mouth that your wife asked me to come down here to tell you that Wyatt is dead, and then Jim broke down. So basically, you know, I could definitely see that happening. Jim being on his high horse, but then boom, getting slammed down because the woman he demeaned, Mr. Jim, is now the one in control of the money. So I honestly could see Candace being the one to tell Jim that, guess what? Little Hanna is in charge of all the money. Or Hanna is revealed to be the executor in the midst of Jim being an asshole while she's present. That's how I think it will happen. But like I said, if they release any clips from this week's episode, or if they release a trailer and there's extra dialogue I didn't catch on to, I'll be sure to do a follow-up video. But for now, how do you think Jim will find out the news about Hanna being the executor? There are a couple episodes coming up called Power of Attorney and The Executor, but I believe those won't be until like the back half of this season, so you probably won't see those episodes until May or June. I think they're like episodes 12 or 14 or whatever. But yeah, leave your comments. Do you think Candace is going to let it slip this week? Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And with that being said, follow me on social media. Links to all that are in the description below.